What is going on, everyone? This is the Fantasy Aces football podcast where you get all your football needs. We got a big show today. We got a mock draft, baby, a mock draft. In the first round, I'll probably pick Marlon Mack. Mike's going to pick Derek Carr. Alex is probably going to pick some hockey player, and Nate's probably going to pick Doug Peterson in the first round. So it's going to be a good one. So basically today main topic today is just we're going to do a standard mock draft. We're going to do it on the Sleeper Fantasy Football app. Probably going to be like 14 to 15 rounds, and it's going to be a standard league. For now, I'm your host, Joe Bavlacqua, as always. And with me, we got Nate Holleran. How you doing, my man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You know, New York Rangers, baby. First pick.
Yeah. that was an insane lottery. Insane draft lottery.
Oh, yeah. The stupidest device, too, on how they pick it. It's kind of crazy. And Mike Hendel, how you doing, my man?
I'm just glad the Penguins didn't get that first pick, man.
Me too.
I think we all have that general consensus. And Alec Krause, how you doing, my man?
I'm all right. I think the draft was a joke, but that's just my opinion. We'll just keep on moving. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant for 30 minutes like I did last time.
I know. I feel like a lot of people, kind of felt that. Even as like a Rangers fan, I'm just like, this is really how you guys decide the first pick in the draft. All right. Well, I'm switching topics to another sport, college football. How do you guys feel that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 opted out for the fall season and want to continue in the spring? Mike, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, do we know that everything is going to be hunky-dory in the spring? Like, they're probably not going to play in the spring either, unless some crazy thing happens that hasn't happened in the last 6 months. So, yeah, it's probably inevitable. I'm sad, but if NFL plays on Saturdays, I'll be super excited. So
that's true. I never thought about that. Alec, how do you feel about it?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Definitely an awkward situation. Nobody really has a great way to handle this. I mean, the bubble works, but you can't put college football teams in a bubble.
Yeah. I agree with you. And when you think about it, these are college kids that go out, they're not as responsible as NFL players in a sense where you don't know what they're going to do when it comes like on the time that they're off of not practicing. So I think that's definitely scary, and just all the people that they, come in contact with, you can't trace that. Like, that's just too much data to even like look at. Nate, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. I mean, it's a scary thing out there, and like Mike said, last 6 months, nothing major has happened to where we can really, start up every single sport that we love. But again, if football starts up as the NFL, I'll be super happy. But these players, especially the kids of college football, want to be careful, and so does their team.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. All right, guys, we're going to get to some news around the league. We got a lot of news, actually, fantasy football-wise this time. Darius Geis has been released by the Washington football team. That gives some more fantasy options to Adrian Peterson, Bryce Love, Peyton Barber, even McKissick. All those guys, like even on Dynasty right now, they're all on the top of the waiver wire. Also, in other news, Bengals training staff, coaches, and medical staff said AJ Green is back to play. They say he's back to his old self. That's some great news because this guy can be really dangerous if he's back to his old self. And lastly, Allen Lazard is the overwhelming favorite to start opposite of Devonta Adams. He'll be the wide receiver 2 for the Green Bay Packers. This guy could be a deep sleeper just on the fact that Aaron Rodgers says he has full confidence in this guy to be his wide receiver 2. We see what Aaron Rodgers does with his wide receiver cores, Donald Driver, Randall Cobb. We definitely, I have some hope that this guy could be a deep sleeper in the draft. All right, guys, it is mock draft time, all right? It is going to be about 14, 15 rounds. It's going to be a standard draft. I will not be taking Marlon Mack. But I also want to bring up that, since this is a draft and we will be in a league ourselves together, this is an opportunity to try different draft strategies that you normally don't do. So I, myself, since I've never done it with a QB going in like earlier rounds, I'm going to try it this draft, and I'm going to see how my team plays out and see if I like it. Because, who knows? Maybe Mike has a good strategy going on right now with this, taking a QB early on, and I want to see if it plays out. But let's get to it. We're going to start with the first round, and Nate is going to be on the clock. All right, Nate,
Awesome.
tell me what you're thinking right now.
Well, right now,
Tough decision here. Real
tough
It is.
decision.
It's a nail biter.
It isn't it? So it's actually
Nate, come on. There should be no
several
question.
guys.
Right now.
Yeah.
It's
Come on.
Saquon, but
Saquon.
I was not Saquon. I apologize. Christian McCaffrey.
How
That's
do you
what
get
I'm
them
picking.
mixed up, man?
I don't know how I did that. I really don't.
Oh my
But for
goodness.
some reason, it might be on my end. It is not letting me pick a player. It might be frozen, so that's not good.
I would
So-
switch to your phone right now if it's not working. Do that.
Yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
get on your phone. All right. Well, we will until he makes his pick. Mike, what kind of draft strategies are you coming into right now? Looking at this mock, how do you want to approach it in a standard league 10 team?
Well, you just said that you're going to be taking a quarterback.
Yes, I want to try it. I would like to
So-
try it.
I have the last pick in the first round, so I assume that you're taking my guy Lamar Jackson.
If I do want to take him, but if it's gonna hurt your feelings, I'm totally fine with taking Patrick Mahomes.
You-
I'm just not gonna take him in the first.
You
Of
do
course,
you. You do you.
No, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Mike. I know you.
You couldn't hurt my feelings if you tried, man. I have steel skin here. So go ahead, do what you want. If you do, if you don't, I'll take him. If you do, then since my favorite guy is gonna be gone at quarterback, I probably won't draft a quarterback until the 8th round, like Nate said at a previous podcast he would do it.
Alec, do you have any ideas going into the draft on any strategies
Cool.
you're gonna take?
Oh
Sorry about
man,
that,
this just
Sorry
went
about
really
that. Right on the
sideways.
board.
This is a great
Oh my
lesson.
god, this went really
Wow.
sideways.
That did
Nate
be
not
actually.
getting picked in. Derrick Henry got selected in the first
Guys,
All
pick of
right.
the draft. And then when
Amazing
Christian
lesson.
McCaffrey then
This is
came
why.
on,
This is a mock draft. This would never happen.
Nate, you
This
better
is
figure out
everybody
how to
knows.
find on your phone, or you are going to
Yeah,
be
I have.
destroyed on this
It's
draft.
going to be a bad draft for me. Let me tell you that right now.
No, he definitely
right.
did that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't Miles Sanders.
I wish I
Alec,
would. You know
you're on
what?
the clock.
I actually would have took him over him.
I'm just not surprised.
All right, Alec,
but-
what are you thinking in the 4th spot right now?
In the 4th spot, well, I think I'm gonna go with the 3rd best running back in the league, Ezekiel Elliott. Here,
Wow,
I feel like there's
That's a
There's
steal,
really-
man. I'm surprised you got him
Yeah.
there. Aw.
that's a steal too. Well, right now in our draft, obviously, it looks like a lot of running backs are going to
Yeah.
be rolling first through standard leagues, but that's how it normally rolls. But I don't know, 2nd round, I may kind of piggyback on your strategy and see what quarterbacks are lying around. Just because they are kind of tending to move towards that running back / quarterback dual threat like Mike so desperately loves in Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, so what I'm looking at right now is I got 6 running backs off the board.
Whew.
Scarcity is coming
Yeah,
up here right now. I
what are you gonna
definitely have to
do?
take a running back.
Okay.
When I'm looking at my options, though, I do have Michael Thomas up there.
Ooh,
And
what are you
on
gonna
the
do?
turn, if I can pick up a running back that I like, you know what?
What are you gonna
Just
do?
because it's the best available player on the board still, I'm not usually keen to doing this. I'm going to take Michael Thomas.
Good decision.
Ooh.
Good decision.
He's just the best talent on the board. I think he's my best luck. And then on the turn, I might be able to take a running back depending on if Mike takes Lamar Jackson. So that is going to be who I'm picking.
All right. This is.
Here it is,
This
the
is
moment of truth here.
Oh,
Did
wow.
Jerome just get on and take my player that I wanted on the turn?
you think Josh
Wow.
Jacobs is gonna last? You think Josh
No,
Jacobs is gonna
there's
get
no
that
way
pick?
Josh Jacobs was going to go that
Well,
late. And I'm surprised that this mock sent Joe Mixon over Chubb.
yeah,
That's a
no,
little
that is
shocking, too.
surprisingly.
Yeah, that is shocking.
That's probably never going to happen in a
Mike,
real draft.
What are you feeling on the turn?
Well, like I said, I'm taking Lamar Jackson, the super quarterback. He's going to lead the league in points again. Why is this funny? I said I was going to do it.
I'm just laughing at his laugh because he was just choking on his water right there. I'm not laughing at you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, obviously, I said, but I feel confident in that because I am the turn, so I get 2 players in a row, which is it's good and it's bad. You want to be in that spot and you don't because you get 2 of the top 11 players, but then you're not picking again until the end of the 3rd round. So who's going to be there? Whatever. I had confidence in this Lamar Jackson pick solely because this other guy, Nicholas Chubb, was there, and that's who I just selected. So if I'm feeling pretty confident that I got Lamar Jackson and Nick Chubb in that spot.
All right, so we got Nick Chubb on the board, and Jerome has selected Tyreek Hill at the 2.3 spot. I am up. I really wanted a running back on the turn that I liked, which would have been Nick Chubb, but Mike took him from me. So what I'm looking at right now is if I want a running back, Miles Sanders or Aaron Jones. Miles Sanders does have the better average draft position. Listen, I really love Aaron Jones, and I know people think A.J. Dillon's going to take more of his carries away. I already have a wide receiver. I need to pick a running back, and since it's standard, I want someone that's going to probably have more carries. And for a loan on that, since I know that the Eagles don't have that many other weapons, I'm taking Nate's guy, Miles Sanders, in the second
Not a
round.
bad choice.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Alec, you're up. Who are you thinking about right now?
Right now, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between DeAndre Hopkins and Julio Jones. Julio Jones is, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the game. However, I'm leaning a little towards DeAndre Hopkins just because of Kyler Murray's elusiveness and how versatile of a quarterback he can be. So that's where I'm kind of in between. I mean, they have very similar ADPs.
Don't do it.
It's hard for me.
Don't
It's
do
really
it.
hard.
Don't do it.
Man.
Are you going to be the guy that passes on Julio Jones?
Don't be that guy.
I might
Be that guy.
Even though this
I
isn't
can't. He's the best wide receiver.
Oh my
ever.
gosh.
Thank you
He's
for
the
that.
best. There's no way I can go past him.
All right, and we have
This is just-
Austin Eckler
this is-
and DeAndre Hopkins taken. Nate, you were on the board.
Yeah, this is just getting worse. Okay, first he takes my pick. Second, the guys that are on the bottom, you know how right below your pick, the players
Yeah.
are all listed right there.
Yeah.
They all disappeared. They all
That's usually how
disappeared.
it works, man. That's usually how it
So
works.
no, not for me. You see on the board right there where all the
Derrick
players are
Henry.
listed for an option. I'm waiting for this computer to take somebody I don't want because all the players on there are not there for me, and so
I'm still
this is
laughing
just
that you have
getting-
Derrick Henry.
First overall.
I was
pick,
like,
Derrick
I
Henry.
was so confident. I was like, I'm picking Christian. I'm picking Christian. The draft starts. Everybody disappears off my board.
We
So
Man.
we all have that friend that doesn't show up for the draft on
Yep.
draft day.
Yep.
Now this is a unique case.
today is the day.
Did show up but didn't show up.
All
I
right,
did.
Nate.
I'm here, but
do
none of
you
the
think?
players are on my screen.
This is great.
So this is a technical difficulty.
No, this is a good example of what could happen if you auto draft, and we'll see.
Yeah.
No, that is a good
I
example.
don't-
I mean,
don't
I'm
I
very
don't recommend auto drafting at all.
yeah.
Never
No,
auto
I
draft.
never auto draft if you definitely know who you want to pick. I mean, since it's not letting me select anybody, and I can't go on my phone because it'll kick me out of this. I'm hoping that the computer it auto drafts a wide receiver. I want to go for a wide receiver.
Wait, this is the best thing in the world. You can't pick your players that you want. It's totally up to the computer right now.
It is. It's like I'm absolutely praying. I mean, I can't do anything. This computer I'm really stuck on just watching you guys pick, and then it goes from black to white screen. I'm like,
He's gonna draft
nice.
the computer's
So,
gonna
who
give
is
him
it? Who's
Adam
gonna be?
Thielen.
And you
Oh,
got
Chris
Chris Godwin.
All right, I would have taken him at that spot. Actually, I think he was the best.
That's
available
not bad.
pick.
That's not
That's
bad.
that's not a terrible pick. I
Now
was
you got
thinking he
two
was
in a
going to
row.
get like Adam Thielen.
I
Nate,
totally
you're on
apologize
third.
to everybody out there that is watching. Don't do auto draft.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how your squad ends up.
This is a shame. This would be going a lot quicker, so I
It's a
apologize
good
again.
example.
but
This is a good example for the people.
It's insane. So I can only pray that these picks are going to be good. I mean, Derrick Henry, I was just like, I saw Derrick and I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. So
All right, Nate. Who are you thinking about in the third round? You have some options at tight end with George Kittle and Travis Kelce.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was going
or
to go.
you
I was
wanna
definitely going to
back
go.
to another running back like Kenyon Drake. What are you feeling right now?
No, I'd be safer taking Kittle. I would. I'd be safer taking Kittle if he pops up on there. I mean, watch me, auto draft to Kenyon Drake. So I would take Kittle if I was able to control this. I would feel more comfortable with the quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo. He's throwing to him. He loves his tight end. So George
right.
Kittle will be my pick. But in 40 seconds, we will see
All
the
right,
auto draft.
2-round summary. Nate's team is Derrick Henry and Chris Godwin. Alec's team is Ezekiel Elliott and Julio Jones. And on my team, I got Michael Thomas and Miles Sanders. And we have Lamar Jackson and Nick Chubb going to Mike right now. Sorry for the inconvenience. Nate, for some reason, cannot pick his players right now on Sleeper. So he is on auto draft, which means whatever players he wants, he probably might not get. But he does really like Derrick Henry, and that's kind of funny that he went on the first pick.
I mean, he's not the worst pick, in the first round, but I would have taken. Oh my gosh!
Kenyon Drake.
Oh, I would not have picked him.
Wow,
This is
it's been a great day. This is a great day.
Oh, that's amazing.
back tight end, and we have Buck on the
God.
board.
But
Alex,
of course,
feeling for the your third round pick? Oh my God.
For my third round pick, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans.
Solid. That's solid.
I think that's the easiest pick. Kenny Galladay is a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
However, with Tom Brady coming down to Tampa, I really think Mike Evans is going to play better than Kenny Galladay,
That's solid.
especially in that draft spot.
it's definitely a better
Like,
pick than Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
you
not
can
wrong
make an
there.
argument. He's the best wide receiver in the league. I would listen to that argument. I don't agree with
Yeah,
it, but I would listen to it.
I personally think Julio Jones is the best. I've said that before, but I agree that you could put up valid arguments for Mike Evans as top wide receiver in the league.
Well, look at this. Melvin
just-
Gordon is up here. That's ridiculous that he's
Yeah,
up
guys.
here on this ranking.
I don't like my spots right now. We already discussed in the episode. I don't like James Conner. I don't like Melvin Gordon. I'm a little iffy on Le'Veon Bell, but out of those three running backs, I still think he's the best talent out of the three for sure. I just don't really like the offense that he's on. When looking at this, it's really I'm kind of having to reach on a player if I want to take a running back. It's a standard draft. Out of all these running backs and the opportunities and the carries that they're going to get and what I feel more comfortable with, I'm actually going on a little bit of a reach, and I'm going to take Leonard Fournette in the third round.
Oh, I love Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I know you do, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
I
that's
love
still-
how I love how before we started this, Joe's like, "Oh, I'm gonna start an unusual draft strategy and take a quarterback early." And we're going into the fourth round, and he still doesn't have a quarterback.
Because you know why? The quarterback that I want is still up there, and I don't want to say anything because I'm not sure what other people are going to do. But don't worry, Alec. It's still I take QBs in like the 9th, 10th round. This is new for me.
This is
All right.
embarrassing for me.
Mike, you're
Oh,
up.
I'm sure it is.
well. So here's the thing. I'm about to take the best player in the National Football League. I think you guys know who he is. With
Amari
two tight
Cooper.
ends off the board, I'm going Darren Waller here.
Oh my god!
Oh wow.
How far
Uh,
down was he projected?
He was at 64, I think.
Wow.
And right now we're at 29. I couldn't
Mm.
risk one of you guys taking him. I could not risk that. If
Well-
you love a player and he's still there in your third pick, you got to go for it. You got to.
If you're that confident in him, which I know you're way confident in Darren Waller. So I could see why you would take that pick.
Well,
no.
Mike, I wasn't much of a big wrist, so
I think here's the point too, where I have the players that I like, but I also have up their ranking system, which you should always do, because if you like a player, and this is against what I just did, and he's rounds and rounds away, you can wait on him. I didn't want to do that, so I didn't. But now I'm looking at the players that the computer has ranked, and I'm not sure that I'm really in love with any of them.
I
So here's what I'm going to do, guys.
2 quarterbacks.
2 tight ends. I'm going Zach Ertz, too.
Oh my
Wow.
God, this
Yeah.
is insane.
that's just
Great
this is
tight end.
just a horrible day for me, man.
I don't like the other players that were up there at that spot.
Are we going to go through this whole draft and do everything in our power to not let Nate have anyone from the Eagles?
Possibly.
I don't even have an option.
All right.
How do you have an option?
I wasn't even thinking that.
Mike has taken Darren Waller and Zach Ertz back tight ends. Amari Cooper has gone off the board, and so has Adam Thielen. I'm 2 running backs in with 1 wide receiver. It is a standard league. I do like favoring those running backs, but I'm going to try this strategy and pick a quarterback, and it's going to be my guy, Russell Wilson.
Wow.
He's
Solid.
the best quarterback
That's
on
a
the
good
board
pick.
right now as we speak. He's doing great things on an offensive line that can't protect him already as it is. He's got great weapons now with DK Metcalf. He's going to be a solid quarterback for me. All right, Alec, what are you feeling in the 4th round?
Well, we brought him up last show, and I'm taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I said he would
Wow.
be a quality running back to be drafted in the 4th to 6th round, and right now he is ranked the best player on the draft board. So I'm going to take the rookie out of LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, DK's gone. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping he'd actually be there for the turn because I think he's an amazing wide receiver, and he's going to play really well this year. So I have a lot of faith in him. So I was hoping he'd be there around the corner.
That was
there.
the other player I was thinking about. It was DK Metcalf versus Zach Ertz.
Oh, I would have taken DK Metcalf over Ertz.
I don't know. I think Zach Ertz.
Oh, wait a second.
Nate, if you just figured out how to
Wait a
do it,
second.
you just figured it out. All right, well, before we do that, I'm just going to analyze. Alec, that's probably the proper place that I would take Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't see him as a 1st or 2nd rounder, even in PPR format. But the 4th rounder, that is a great value pick that you got him at, and I really like that spot. You got Zeke and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's 2 great running backs. That's a good job. And now Calvin Ridley and DK Metcalf off the board, which then leaves Nate with his 4th round pick. None of these guys are players that Nate has intended to pick.
None of them.
Obviously, with Kenny
So
Drake, Derrick Henry. So, Nate, who do you want in the 4th round that you might not get?
That I probably won't get. Honestly, I like Mark Andrews. I do like Mark Andrews. I don't think you can go wrong with this pick. I mean, there's several other people on the board that I would love to take that I'm not going to take. I mean, Austin. I mean, I'm excited about Austin Eckler. I am. For a running back, I definitely would take him over Kenyon Drake if I'm going to be honest. So I'm hoping for Mark Andrews in the next at least 15 seconds for something at least solid. But
Mark Andrews, when I'm looking at the list right now, he's kind of down there in the spots. If it's an auto draft, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to get Mark Ingram.
Let's see. Devin Singletary. Okay.
This is insane.
Nate's having a great draft day.
Oh, Nate. All right, and Devin Singletary is gone in the 4th round. You are back on the 5th round in the turn. I'm guessing you're still hoping for Mark Andrews since that's the player that you did not intend to pick.
Mark Andrews. I mean, I would shake it up with a quarterback. And I mean,
Yeah,
If it were your draft, then you could decide.
Oh my goodness.
This is just a mess. This is a mess. This is insane. I pulled the arrow and
this
it's one
could
of
be
my,
an anti-auto drafting commercial. Seriously. It could
That's
be.
really good. This is gonna be like what you shouldn't be doing to prepare for your draft. Make sure you know how to use the software.
Oh my god.
All right, so
pull up
we have-
sleeper. I pull up sleeper, and none. I mean, none of the players are popping up for any availabilities. I'm just sitting here like, wait, where's Christian? So, you know.
All right, so
this
while
is
we
fun.
wait, Nate, how do you feel about Mark Ingram as a running back? Would you rather have had him over Devin Singletary?
I mean, I don't know, because I actually have confidence in Devin Singletary. I mean, I think he'll be great for Buffalo. So Mark Ingram has proven himself. I mean, I'm not sure between the two. So I mean, I'm comfortable with Devin. Between Devin or Mark Ingram, I wouldn't mind picking Devin Singletary.
All right, Devin Singletary.
So-
I kind of disagree with you. I think the Ravens are predominantly a run first, just like the Bills, but I think they just do it better. And I think Mark Ingram
Right.
out of the two backs is honestly a little better. That's why I'm kind of shocked that the computer picked for you. For all you viewers coming in, we're doing a little experiment, auto draft for Nate. So that is why Derrick Henry is at the first pick. But hey, you got Mark Ingram back to back. And then
Yeah, not bad.
David Montgomery went, and A.J. Brown went, and Alec, you are up on the board for the 5th round. Who do you think you want to pick?
How about that?
Right now, 5th round, 3 quarterbacks gone. I think I'm gonna go and pick Kyler Murray, who is going to have, I think, a very well improved year going into this season with a new weapon in DeAndre Hopkins on the outside.
I definitely agree with you.
Wow.
And David Johnson and Allen Robinson have gone right before me.
Oh,
That
rough.
is disappointing because I actually did want Allen Robinson. So when looking at my players right now, up on the board, I did pick only Michael Thomas was one of my wide receivers. I can get a very good tight end right now if I needed to. And, you know, looking back on the turn, there are a couple wide receivers that I actually want to have, and I think I can wait for them. And I'm going to take the best available tight end right now on the board, and I'm going to take Mark Andrews in the 5th round. And right
That's
now,
just wrong.
Mark Andrews in the 5th round.
It's just wrong for me.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, man. It's all to the CPU. All right, so we are almost 5 rounds in. It is T.Y. Hilton has gone, and so is Todd Gurley. Mike, you're up on the clock for the 5th round pick. Who do you got?
Yeah, I see what the computer has going for me. It's suggesting Keenan Allen, who I'm not sure about with the new. Oh, my Alexa wanted to contribute there. I'm not sure about Keenan Allen with the new quarterback. It wants Raheem Mostert is up there. I don't have any wide receivers. This is a tough one, guys.
I can imagine.
I mean,
The draft board looks pretty strong.
You don't even have a running back right now. Oh no, you do. Have a
Oh,
running
he
back.
has
wide
one.
receiver.
He has
I have-
one.
that's
He
why
needs to move. You got to move to the outside.
I don't think so. Like, is Raheem Mostert gonna carry the load for them? They really liked him. He did well for my team. But I'm gonna take Jonathan Taylor
All right, I like that pick.
because he is the best running back in the draft, in my opinion, from the most recent draft. In the NFL draft, not fantasy, obviously. He's such a monster. If the Colts are gonna be exciting on offense, it's gonna be with him. Since the rest of their players, I mean, T.Y. Hilton is exciting, but at this point, Jonathan Taylor will be the spark if they want to do something. So
I don't
I'm
like
happy.
you.
Oh, because I took that from you. Were you going to take
Yep.
him?
I was going to take him.
Wow. All right. So now I've got my 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, quarterback. I should probably take a wide receiver, right?
You should, but will you?
You should.
Will
Just
you?
make sure it's
That's
not
the
a wide
question.
receiver I want. I mean,
But
good.
I am going Mostert.
Wow.
I like
Running back.
Mostert a lot. He was my waiver wire pickup sensation last year, so I think I'm happy with my 3 running backs. Wide receivers, the ball is going to be thrown around a lot this year. I'm happy waiting.
Yeah,
All right.
I think there's actually a lot of really quality wide receivers that are late.
Right? Yeah.
If you have a feeling about one, take him. But if you are gut feeling running backs are going to carry the load throughout the entire season on your roster, wait. I think there's really good quality running wide receivers you can get round 6 and later.
I agree with you. And we have Robert Woods going, and then Dak Prescott. I'm so glad that the receiver that I wanted is right up to me. I'm picking Tyler Lockett. This guy was very efficient in the red zone. He will match nicely with Russell Wilson. I don't like doing like a wide receiver running back combo on the same team, but I love doing a quarterback wide receiver combo. I'm going to take Tyler Lockett. Stephon Diggs went. Juju went. Alec, you're up. Who are you picking?
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go with just a guy that I like and I have confidence in, and I'm taking AJ Green, 6th round. He's a beast. If he's gonna stay healthy, he's going to put up fantasy points. End of story.
Did Boyd go already, or is Green projected ahead of Boyd? I didn't see.
Green's projected ahead of Boyd.
Interesting.
And I think that's because of the return of AJ Green that Boyd's not ranked as high. Boyd had a very good season, especially since he had to kind of assume a role that I don't think he was necessarily prepared for. And he stepped up and really took charge and was able to handle that wide receiver 1 role.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And, you know, we just talked about AJ Green and how he's been cleared by the medical staff. This guy's ready to go. You have a big risk, big reward, but if this plays out, man, I love your wide receivers. I absolutely love your wide receivers. They're all big, physical. That's just great, man. You got.
I also kind of think that AJ Green and Tyler Boyd can be so low because of the addition of T. Higgins to that offense as well.
Yeah.
Even though T. Higgins is projected way lower than both of them, he still lowers both of their draft stock in fantasy just because of, I think, his style of wide receiver. Not a whole lot, but I think AJ Green and Tyler Boyd both would probably go 1 to 2 rounds sooner than they are going to.
I don't know. I don't know that T. Higgins is gonna splash this year at all with those 2 guys ahead of him. We're both like, I would say AJ Green at this point in his career is a 1B, and I would say Tyler Boyd is also a 1B. So you got 2 1s outside. I just don't see. I mean, I don't think he's going to be John Ross or anything, but I don't know that he'll put up any kind of splash numbers.
No, I don't think he's going to be like over the top amazing, but I still think he's good enough and will produce enough to hinder the potential
Allen.
draft points.
Sorry to cut you out, but Nate's computer has picked Keenan Allen in the end of the 6th round. It's beginning of the 7th.
All right, Deebo Samuel right here.
Nate, I know that wasn't your pick.
Right.
But looking at the wide receivers and a couple running backs that you have up on the board right now, who are you comfortable with taking?
I mean, I really wanted to go actually with a different wide receiver. I mean, I like Keenan Allen. I mean, he's been solid throughout his career. I actually wanted to pick, if he's not already taken, which I checked, I don't think he is, Marquise Brown. I think he was great with Baltimore. And when you have Lamar Jackson as a quarterback, I mean, you can't really go wrong. For a quarterback, I would probably go, I mean, now that I got a wide receiver, I mean, hopefully it takes Marquise Brown. I actually want him. So, but for quarterback, if it does select a quarterback, I would want Deshaun Watson. I still think he's a very efficient quarterback, even with the loss of DeAndre Hopkins. So, in 50 seconds, we will see what the best pick is going to be.
To the comment below. The only reason I'm sleeping on Keenan Allen is because of the quarterback situation. It's just really iffy for me right now. Tyrod Taylor, I don't really trust him with throwing the ball, and Herbert needs to develop. So that is why I'm probably hesitant towards picking him. You know, I like to be safe. I just want to go over a review on everyone's picks, and who I really like in the positions. I love Mike's pick in the 5th round with Jonathan Taylor. With Alec, I love your 3 wide receivers set right now. I think it looks really good. And you know what, Nate? Even though you didn't pick your guys, I do like that
Or anyone.
Mark Ingram. Yeah, or anyone.
or anyone.
I do like that Mark Ingram went to you in the 5th round. I think that's a pretty quality pick because he can honestly serve as a running back too, and you got him for your running back 4, so you're pretty stacked.
Oh, it gave me DJ Moore.
Wow,
So
right,
I mean,
I
that's
like
not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. I think
DJ
Teddy
Moore,
Bridgewater.
man.
I
He's
think
gonna
Teddy
blow
Bridgewater
up.
will actually do pretty well in Carolina.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think he's going to blow up this season. Right now, after you, we have Kareem Hunt and Deebo Samuel. Alec, you were up on the board. You can take, man. You got some players right there that I would take.
Alec, take a rookie. Take another rookie.
See, like the top, like Marquise Brown, Deshaun Watson, OBJ, McLaurin. I would like to take all of them, but I feel like I can't because then I'm stacking. I'm stacking everyone on the same bye week.
Oh, do you
right
have
now,
that going on right now?
Yeah, right now, both of my running backs are bye week 10. And if I take Deshaun Watson, then I have 2 quarterbacks by week 8. So Deshaun Watson's not good for my team.
Jeez, man, you have a lot of 10. All right, and to all our viewers out there, most important thing going into the draft, make sure you do not have too many people on a bye week, or you're just taking an automatic loss right there. That's just something important to note. Alec figured it out in the middle of his round, so he's recovered from it, and we'll see how he plays it out.
Yeah. So with that being said, I am going to take. I'm going to take Evan Ingram.
Oh.
I like that pick. I think Evan Ingram is a strong tight end, and I have a lot of faith in this guy. I think he's going to play well. I think with Jones up there in New York, I think they have nothing to do but grow right now at this spot in his young career.
All right, and after you has gone Odell Beckham and Deshaun Watson. I'm up on the board. I still only have 2 wide receivers. When looking at running backs right now is absolute garbage. So given that, I really have to pick which rookie wide receiver I like the most coming out from last year. Brown or Terry McLaurin. It's a very difficult decision for me, but I think I'm going to pick a player that I'm more comfortable with offense, and that would be the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm going to pick Marquise Brown. I think he's going to excel this year, and I feel comfortable having him as my flex position wide receiver. I just think he's the right guy to go to. I think he's going to bring his speed across the board on that offense, and we'll see how it plays out. And we have Rob Gronkowski going after me, and then Brandon Cooks. Mike, you're on the board. Let's see what you do on the turn.
Guys, you know that feeling when you're waiting and your pick is coming up like a round later and you're just hoping your guy is there and you're just hoping no one takes him? Multiply that by 2 because I'm on the turn and both of my guys lasted this long. The 2 wide receivers I'm probably the most excited about. Terry McLaurin, Terry. The guy is absolutely incredible. If he can put up those numbers with whatever they had at quarterback last year, he's lightning in a bottle, man. And then another guy that I had last year that destroyed it for me, Devontae Parker. Oh, yes. I'm so excited.
That's a good pick.
So excited.
Like, I didn't know you liked Devontae.
That's a good pick.
I'm hyped on this guy. I didn't know you like him. He excelled last year.
He killed it for my team, my squad, my championship squad last year.
That was a very good pick. That's a very good pick.
That is a great value pick right there.
That's a better pick than all mine.
Like, tell people why you think Parker's going to succeed this year again.
Well, he just came on at the end. It clicked for him. He figured it out. Ryan Fitzpatrick was there chucking it around, and now you're going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick plus Tua. I mean, they're both going to look to this guy first. I'm very excited about. I'm so happy that you guys didn't take him. I'm going to destroy you guys in this fake league that won't happen.
I already lost. I lost when it started.
You don't even have a quarterback yet.
Right now,
I don't.
Cortland Sutton and DeAndre Swift have gone before me. I really need some help right now at running back. Looking at what I have, it's a while till I can get back to a running back, and I'm really high in this guy. He's a rookie. He might be one of the only options for the Rams. I am taking Cam Akers out of Florida State. I'm really hyped on this guy. I think he's going to be their go-to option on the Rams after Todd Gurley's departure. They're going to do a lot of 2 tight end formations. This guy's going to run the ball a lot and get those carries. And, I'm comfortable having him with a bench running back spot. And after me went Ronald Jones and then Hunter Henry. Alec, you are up on the clock. Who do you feel like you want to take?
I think now is when I'm going to take my backup QB in Josh Allen.
Wow.
Loving
quarterback this early. 3 quarterbacks going right
3
now.
QBs in a row.
Wow.
Wow. The run.
All right.
The run. It's influencing my next pick, guys. The run on backup QBs. I'm influenced.
I think all my players just popped up.
All your players popped up.
All my players.
Now you
I
take
think
the
so.
mouse thing. You take the mouse thing and you click on the plus sign.
Yes. Yes. All right. But before anything, okay, I need a quarterback. So I'm taking Drew Brees.
No.
I'm taking Drew Brees.
Figured it out.
It's a great pick.
Figured it out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So,
one in a row. All right.
yeah, I needed a quarterback. This don't auto draft. Just don't auto draft. And if it is auto drafting for you, find a way to fix it, please, because it's horrible. So, I want another wide receiver. I do. But
Jarvis, he's still there.
he is still there, and I like Jarvis Landry. I really do.
Talent.
So I'm gonna. I don't know.
Take him, dude.
I don't know.
This could be the biggest comeback in mock draft history.
I'm gonna take Jarvis. I'm gonna take Jarvis.
That's solid.
All right, that's a good pick.
I like Jarvis. I'm comfortable with picking Jarvis. He's always been a great wide receiver. He was great in, I believe it was Miami, and then he's still great in the mess of it is in Cleveland. So
that's a good pick. Nate, you're going to have the comeback century for mock drafts. I want to see the fire turning on. I want to see the engines bursting. You're going to make some good picks now. Oddly enough, we have Darius Guice and Damian Williams, who will both probably not play this year. Good picks to those CPUs. Alec, you are up. You're given a free spot here right now, man. That was a mess up right there on the app part.
I'm gonna go with J.K. Dobbins.
Nice.
I like him in.
That was a great pick.
In Baltimore's offense right there. Oh, there goes Carson Wentz.
And Philip Lindsay. I was definitely taking Philip Lindsay if he
Philip Lindsay would have been a good spot to have. Looking at my team right now, I have 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, tight end, and quarterback. Pretty much my roster is set in that department. You know what? I'm looking at who I really want on the wide receiver position. I know with the addition of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, people are kind of sleeping on Michael Gallup, but let me tell you, this guy went off during the second half of the season. Since Randall Cobb has departed and Jason Witten has departed and there's going to be more share volume, I will not be sleeping on Michael Gallup. I think this guy's really going to perform this year, and I'm going to pick him for my wide receiver number 4.
Solid.
That's a good pick.
All right. As we look through it, lately Mike has picked 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers. He is almost up on the turn. Mike, who are you going to pick?
Yeah, I got some options here. Obviously, I have 3 running backs and 2 wide receivers. So receiver seems like the logical option here, and it is and I'm taking Tyler Boyd.
knew
love.
it.
I know this. I think
That's
he's
a good pick.
just as strong as AJ Green. I feel like they'll put up very similar numbers this year. Joe Burrow, if he lives up to the hype, this is going to be a steal in this round because Tyler Boyd doesn't need to prove anything. He's already proved it that he's a good number one receiver. So I'm ecstatic that I got him this late. Now another.
I would say he's underestimated, Tyler Boyd. He really is.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm looking at who the computer is thinking is this high. Julian Edelman is an interesting pick up there.
Rick has said you guys got some good picks. I really appreciate that since one of our guys has been auto drafted, so we appreciate it. All around though, Nate, those are two good picks that you have right there, Drew Brees, Jarvis Landry. I could see you making a good recovery.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm between two guys right now. Okay.
Explain it.
I'm between Matt Breida.
Uh-huh.
They traded for him, veteran running back, could fill in for one of my guys. I'm leaning that way, but also Emmanuel Sanders is still on the board.
He is.
On the
And
Saints. And with the coverage that Michael Thomas is going to draw. Oh, man. How many wide receivers do I have?
Rick
You
is just ripping
have three right there.
apart.
Yeah, I have 3. Oh.
Do it.
Wow.
Pull the trigger.
Pull it.
I have 4, so
Pulled.
All right, he pulled the trigger on Emmanuel Sanders. I was honestly looking.
Very
I'm like,
nice.
oh, I really want him. Thank God I did not make the mistake. Another thing to reviewers, I have Michael Thomas. You really shouldn't try to go for 2 wide receivers on the same team unless you are surely positive that they will give you consistent numbers throughout the weeks.
right.
I just didn't feel confident in that decision. But Sanders is a great spot that Mike has picked him in. Will Fuller and Tevin Coleman have gone. I'm up on the board, and when I look at my options, there's someone that I see that everyone does not look at this guy every single year, and every single year he is consistent and he produces. I'm going to pick Marvin Jones. Matthew Stafford is back in action. For some reason, Marvin Jones goes in the 10th round every single mock draft that I see for some reason. But he's my guy. Alec, you are up. McCole Hardman and Julian Edelman have gone. What's your options?
Right now, I'm looking at Jared Cook. I think he was a pretty okay tight end. However, I'm gonna go with a guy who I have more confidence that he's gonna touch the ball 10 to 15 times more than he did in Philadelphia, and I'm taking Jordan Howard.
Wow.
I agree with you. I think
he's gonna get so many more touches compared to what he got in Philadelphia. Philadelphia did not utilize this guy the way that he should have been utilized. And you can even look at the one game where they actually did use him, and he had 4 touchdowns.
He was against the Packers.
He went off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was as a Philly fan, I was very upset to see him go. But I mean, I'm excited for Miles Sanders. But anyway, that's a good pick. That was actually one of my picks I was going to choose, but he's still on the board. He's with a brand new team this year. I need another quarterback, and he has a stacked offense, so I'm going to go with Tom Brady.
Nice.
I'm going with Tom Brady. I think his numbers are either going to be the same or they're going to go up. I was really high on this guy on the last episode. I think he's a hit. I think his numbers are going to either go up, or stay around the same. And with his weapons that he has now, it's unbelievable. So, I'm going to go
right
strong
there.
with him.
Calvin really has been picked up. Don't worry. We did not skip on his talent. So yeah, that's a good pick. I'm interested that you guys go with 2 quarterbacks. I rarely do that. I just pick one up in the waiver wire when I have a bye week, but that's interesting. I guess I just don't do it. All right, Nate, you're coming around on the turn.
Yes. So I am out. Well, I need a tight end. I need a tight end. I have no tight ends, so I'm looking. There's Jared Cook, Austin Hooper.
Your guy.
I like Austin Hooper. I mean, Mike doesn't think he's exciting. I mean, he can be exciting, but honestly, I don't know. I'm really high on Tyler Higbee. So
Higbee's still there?
Higbee is still there, and
Pounce, dude.
I am
Pounce.
high on him. Yeah,
Pounce.
I'm taking him.
Pounce.
I'm taking him.
Solid pick.
I
Solid.
was looking at Austin. And I was looking down. I was like, oh, if Austin's on there still, he's still a great tight end. There's got to be a few more left. And then I saw Tyler. I was like, oh, that's a good pick. So,
all right. So we have Tyler Higbee, Jared Cook, and the San Francisco defense. Because of timing issues, we're going to end at the end of the 13th round. So just guys, keep that in mind. All right, Alec, you are up to bat. Who are you picking?
Oh, man. I'm just a fan of O.J. Howard, but I think I'm going to take Austin Hooper.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Noah Fant. I don't know. I'm definitely looking tight end now.
Mike's face is like, that guy's boring.
Dude, Noah
He's
Fant.
like, I find nothing interesting about him. I find nothing interesting about him.
I don't know. I think O.J. Howard is good enough to play opposite side of the ball, no matter what side it is of Gronkowski. I think he's a great tight end. But I like Austin Hooper as well, and I think Noah Fant's really good too. So I'm like kind of sitting here in the middle, like not sure. I'm gonna go with Noah Fant just so Mike can say I have an exciting team.
The more interesting guy. I agree with that. All right, so I only have
the
3
most interesting man in the world.
I only have 3 running backs right now, and I would like to pick up a 4th one. I'm looking at my options right now. I think the best, and my gut decision would be going with Latavius Murray. I just found out today that from last year with Alvin Kamara, the reason he didn't perform up to his standard was he torn something in his knee. I'm looking at that for the season this year. Maybe he might do something with it again, and who's going to step up? It's going to be Latavius Murray, so that's my pick. And we have Austin Hooper going, and then we have John Brown. And Mike, you were up, and these will probably be no, we have 2 more picks or 3 more picks for you. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm looking. I have 3 running backs at this point. I need another one. It's that point where I'm thinking, do I want to take a handcuff player for Nick Chubb, is Kareem Hunt up there even? Even if he was, I wouldn't take him because the off-the-field stuff, and you can't trust that, especially this year. Jonathan Taylor, Max probably already gone. So I'm looking at a clean slate for a running back, and I see James White. And I see that Cam Newton played with Christian McCaffrey. He threw him the ball a lot. James White receiving back. I'm going James White, and I'm happy about that. I know it's not PPR this league, but even so, he's going to get the receiving numbers and the yards. So I'm not upset with that pick.
Especially in the round that you have him, that's a good value pick.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. And then just so one of you guys don't steal him from me, before my last pick, I got to make sure that my guy Derek Carr is there for my squad.
Of course. We have Derek Carr and then Alexander Madison. And yes, to that comment, Lamar Miller is on the Patriots. We will mention that next episode. That is kind of important for that backfield. And we are waiting on the next pick. Since it's only 2 more rounds and we know there's other picks, I'm just going to leave out my defense and kicker because that's going to be my 14th and the 15th.
Right.
So I'm on the clock, and I'm probably looking at more depth in any position that I can get. One guy that could honestly be a sleeper is Hayden Hurst, and I'm going to pick him as my other tight end. Listen, if Matt Ryan was the reason that Austin Hooper got all those targets and yards and made a Pro Bowl, I think Hayden Hurst can do the same thing. And after me went Darrell Henderson and Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. That's a good pick right there that late. That guy is a monster too.
I saw something on Instagram. He is one of the most consistent fantasy wide receivers besides Michael Thomas. So that's something to note. Alec, you were up on the board.
I'm going to take Anthony McFarland Jr.
Nice.
I think he's going to take the starting spot away from Connor probably by week 3 or 4. So I think he's definitely a draftable player. He's probably going to split time with Connor week 1 anyway. So he's going to produce points from you from the start.
That's going to be the steal of the draft, I think. Whoever
That's
takes
nice.
him at whatever
Yeah.
round they take him, he'll
That's a
probably
nice
be the
pick.
steal.
Again,
Right.
I took him a little earlier than I wanted to, but I wanted to kind of make sure that we got him in there and said
Yeah.
that he's going to be good. I probably would take him in he probably would be there the 14th round for this draft.
All right, we have Christian
All
Kirk
right.
and Jerry Judy. Nate, you're
So-
up on the board.
No, none of them. I'm actually going to go Henry Ruggs. I'm confident in this guy.
Wow.
I like Henry Ruggs. I think he's going to excel in Las Vegas. I really do. I think Derek Carr's going to have, a field day with him. I think it's a great spot, to pick him. He was on the board, so snagged him up. And then, let's see. I'm going to have to go another wide receiver. And give me 1 second. I gotta look at this because you have Jerry Judy, you have Cortland Sutton, and then you have KJ Hamler. So
Judy's
I'm
gone.
actually gonna pick. Judy is going. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Jerry
Okay,
Judy
so-
and Cortland Sutton are gone. So, you're
All right,
sliding
so
a
I'm
wide
actually
receiver.
gonna. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I feel confident with this pick. I'm gonna go with KJ Hamler. I mean, you can't go wrong with the pick. I mean, it's a comfortable pick. I think he'll be great this year. So
Wow.
I'm gonna go with
All right.
KJ.
Deontay Johnson went. I really wish he came back to me. And then Keyshawn Vaughn. Alec, you were up for your last pick of the draft. Who are you going to take?
I'm going to go with another rookie who I think is actually going to have a really good season, and he's going to have a lot to learn under T.Y. Hilton, and I'm taking Pittman Jr.
I love that pick. I absolutely love that pick. This guy is going to be taking over as a Colts wide receiver, probably replacing T.Y. Hilton in the future. Absolutely perfect pick at the
I
end.
think he's a very high quality player,
I
especially
agree.
with how he produced in college.
All right, so we have Baker Mayfield going, then the New England Patriots defense. Like I said, I'm not going to pick a defense or a kicker. And, who I want is just, some talent at the end. And, looking at my wide receiver options, this guy might be one of the only other wide receivers for a Bears offense. And I think people are sleeping on this guy. And he plays in the slot, and he's really good. I'm going to take Anthony Miller in the last pick for my draft. I think he's definitely going to play well opposite of Allen Robinson. Not many people talk about this guy, but he does perform. And we are waiting on the last pick of the draft, which is Mike. Who are you going to pick?
Of course,
Well-
we have to end with the mayor of tacos.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that this is where all the rookie receivers were going. I find it fitting that Nate took like the second rookie drafted by the Broncos, on their team.
Yeah. Right.
Ruggs,
I mean, even though he took the second rookie wide receiver, I think he's still probably just as good.
he's fine. Sutton's
Yeah,
there.
I know you really shouldn't take, and not to cut you off, Mike, I apologize, but I know you shouldn't take, you really two players on the same team. But I mean, they got them both for a reason, so they're going to utilize them. So I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a safe choice.
So I'm looking. I have my 4 running backs. So now I'm set. So really, I'm just looking at value, right? And the most value I see.
LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, wait, OJ Howard is up there. Should I have 3 tight ends?
No, that's not worth it.
Well, I mean, how many? Let's see. What? Oh, I have 48 seconds. All right, so I have receivers. Oh, I guess I could squirrel in a third receiver. All right, I'm gonna take Robbie Anderson because
I like that.
yeah, he was the prize free agent wide receiver. Yeah, new guy who's familiar with him. I'm into it.
All right, guys. I'm just gonna do a little preview of my team in the
Little
first couple
recap.
picks. Yeah,
a little
recap.
recap. Previews before.
Yeah, I'm
recap
sorry
is
about
after.
that. A recap on my draft. I love Michael Thomas at the position I had him. I think Miles Sanders and Leonard Fournette will serve as 2 great running backs in my starting lineup. I couldn't have asked for a better quarterback at the value that I got him for, Russell Wilson. And then my tight end in the starting position, Mark Andrews, who had a phenomenal season. I think he will also have a another phenomenal season. Mike, give us a recap of a couple of your first picks.
Yeah, I mean, my team would absolutely destroy your guys' teams. Lamar Jackson, first of all, is going to have the most points in the league again. That's a win. In the second round, I'm getting first-round talent Nick Chubb. That's a win. Jonathan Taylor's best rookie running back. That's a win. My two favorite guys, McLaren and Parker at receiver for value, 2 in a row, win. Best player in football, Darren Waller, win. Zach Ertz value. My team is just Destructotron here. So not to mention oh man, if I could have this team, but this is a 10 team standard draft, right? So if you're in a 12-team league, you're not even going to be able to dream about a roster like this.
All right, Alec, give me your recap.
Well, I have the third best running back in the entire NFL in Ezekiel Elliott. I have the best wide receiver in the NFL in Julio Jones. I have borderline, arguably, top 2 wide receiver in the NFL in Mike Evans. I think I have probably the best wide receiver core out of the 4 of us, honestly.
I don't.
Not to toot my own horn. I think I do.
I don't, but you might. I definitely don't.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely think that I do.
Second, then. I come in second.
Yeah. If I don't know. I think I definitely have the best wide receivers on the team. If I would do anything different, I probably wouldn't have picked Josh Allen. I think I actually, looking at it now, I did pick Josh Allen a little too high, and there was definitely probably better quarterbacks for my team a little bit later. Yeah. But I think my rookies that I have on my team are going to be effective right away. Maybe not like high-end powerhouse, oh my God, I should have drafted this guy higher point production, but they're definitely going to produce straight out of the gate at week 1.
All right, Nate, give me a recap on the players that you specifically picked, not the computer. So
everywhere where it started from Drew Brees. So from Drew Brees, so Jarvis, Tom, Tyler, Henry, and KJ. I know I needed a quarterback, so you can't go wrong with Drew Brees. He's a great quarterback. He's been so throughout his whole entire career. Jarvis, he's a solid wide receiver in Cleveland. He's going to be another one this year. Tom Brady, I wanted another quarterback, because I know Drew, he can have his off and on games once in a blue moon. So putting Tom in there, I'd feel a lot comfortable with. Tyler Higbee, he's young. I'm excited. And if Mike can back me up, I think he's exciting. Mike, what do you think?
Well, Higbee? I had Higbee on my championship team that I won the championship on last year.
Right.
And and he ended the year with 5 straight 80-plus yard games. Yeah. 4 of those 5 were over 100. Yep. And that's competing against a tight end that they were high on, who was starter earlier in the year, and who was a second-round pick too. So I'm so into Higbee, so into him.
Yeah, I was. I know that pick. Mike was like, "Get him! He's a steal." So I was like, I got to get him. So Henry, KJ, rookies, I trust them. I think they'll be great for their teams. I'm excited about my draft from Drew Brees down.
All right, guys, that was our first mock draft. It wasn't as successful as I thought it'd be in the beginning, but that's all right. We learned.
It's all Nate's fault.
This is just insane.
Well, I want to thank our viewers for listening to this. Listen to us on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube, and follow us on Inside the Hashes. You can also check out our Insta and Twitter accounts and our Twitter handle at Inside Hashes. We will have a Twitter poll vote on who you guys think had the best mock draft. We'll post that later, so make sure to check out our Twitter account. And
vote
also
Alec.
check out... Sorry, what were you going to say, Alec?
I said vote Alec, because I definitely did. 100%. Shush.
All right. And also check out our Inside the Hashes website, where you can check out our other podcasts, Air It Out and RPO. And we will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thanks to all our viewers out there, and stay safe.
Bye.